The Holy Spirit is speaking to me right now, September 14th, 2023 at 11:08 a.m. I thought I should make this known to the body of Messiah, since this is not just for me, and it is tied in with a prophecy I have once declared. I am not a prophetess, and be aware that many who call themselves prophets actually have a highly developed gift of the word of wisdom and or the word of knowledge. I was given insight to many scriptures of finances and wealth, and the Holy Spirit revealed his desires concerning them. I had entitled it The Day of Restitution. Today the Holy Spirit is referencing Matthew chapter 25, verses 1 through 30, and this is what is coming up in my spirit. It may seem prophetic, but it is not. It is simply a revelation of what has already been written. An important truth for followers of Jesus: it matters that we produce for the kingdom using all the good he gives to us for his good. For the kingdom, it matters both for us and to him. Kingdom resources do not operate like the world's systems. It is good to understand the world systems and its finances, interest on savings, investments, building, when to buy, when to sell, loans, debts, commodities, etc. So then, when it comes to the talents and gifting and abilities that are given to people by God, our payback and interest earned for the kingdom is the same, yet different. God expects a return on his investments in us. All people have been given talents and gifts that they are to develop, no matter how great or how small, realizing not all humans have the advantage of excellent schooling, extracurricular activities, excellent housing, which does not matter in the kingdom business, for these can be wasted. God devised a better system. It is based on love and the desire to serve. This is the difference. All types of believers need to produce. Do not say you can't. Adonai had asked Moses what was in his hand. I guarantee right now you have something useful for yourself, for others, and for the kingdom. So then, the little that a person was given who has not gained interest must be taken away from that person and given to the one who has more. Why? Because the Lord is saying there is not much time left. Jesus is soon to return. Jesus wants his house full. He wants no one to perish. Do not worry yourselves, those of you who have developed all their talents and gifts, yet are not earning money with them, and no one seems to be interested. God sees your works. Simply remain at the Father's business right now, right up until his return. Search your hearts right now. What have you been given? What is dormant? What is functioning? Have you done all you can do to multiply what you are aware of that God has instilled in you? You business owners, are you obeying the laws? While once working on a business plan, I interviewed several waitresses at various restaurants. One was owned by a retired police officer and a fireman, and I learned that they are not obeying the labor laws concerning tips. When's the last time you gave a person a cup of cold water? Matthew 10:42, and if anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones who is my disciple, truly I tell you, that person will certainly not lose their reward. This is a work for the kingdom also. In addition, the day of restitution is coming. God will supernaturally transfer wealth into the kingdom. This is not the prosperity gospel which perverted true prosperity. That was absolutely disgusting. You will be accountable to pay back what you can and receive what you are owed. You may pay bills, start businesses, give to God's work, help others, sow seed. Do not work the kingdom backwards, as many true Christian preachers did, even those who call themselves apostles and prophets. They have taught, that if you need $1,000, then sow $100 to a ministry. Do not manipulate God. As I am typing, right now even the Holy Spirit has given me the Gospel of Luke. Okay, Luke 16, verses 1 through 13. Speaking to the Talmudim disciples, Yeshua said, "There was a wealthy man who employed a general manager. Charges were brought to him that his manager was squandering his resources. So he summoned him and he asked him, 'What is this I hear about you? Turn in your accounts, for you can no longer be my manager.' "What am I to do?" said the manager to himself. "Oh, my boss is firing me. I'm not strong enough to dig ditches, and I'm ashamed to go begging. Aha! I know what I'll do. Something that will make people welcome me into their homes after I've lost my job here." So after making appointments with each of his employer's debtors, he said to the first, "How much do you owe my boss?" 800 gallons of olive oil, he replied. Take your note back, he told them. Now quickly sit down and write one for 400. To the next, he said, "And you, how much do you owe?" 1,000 bushels of wheat, he replied. "Oh, take your note back and write one for 800. And the employer of this dishonest manager applauded him for acting so shrewdly. For the worldly have more shrewdness, gumption, insight, audacity than those who have received the light. Well, and I kind of added my own little adjectives. In dealing with their own kind of people. Now, what I say to you is this: use worldly wealth to make friends for yourselves, so that when it gives out, you may be welcomed into the eternal home. Someone who is trustworthy with a small matter is also trustworthy in large ones, and someone who is dishonest in a small matter is also dishonest in large ones. So if you haven't been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who is going to trust you with the real thing? And if you haven't been trustworthy with what belongs to someone else, who will give you what ought to belong to you? No servant can be slave to two masters, for he will either hate the first and love the second, or scorn the second and be loyal to the first. You can't be a slave to both God and money. Now, one of the many lies of Satan that is buried in the souls and minds of men is this: when I am rich, then I will do what I'm supposed to do. Oh, my habits will change when I have more money. I advise you to stop what you are doing right now and to pray. Empty yourselves of all your heart and mind. May you see clearly as veils are removed from your eyes. May the enemy be exposed, and may the power and purposes of God flood your being. In conclusion, let's say you owe somebody $2,000. Ask them if they'll settle it for $600, $1,000. Follow the principles in the Bible. And be careful. You don't want to open up any old claim on a credit report, because when those are written off, okay, you don't want to reopen those. You use wisdom, do your homework, pray about it, get counsel, which, by the way, I just have to add this. Well, the credit bureaus aren't honoring the 7-year discharge. If something sits on your credit report for 7 years, it's supposed to be deleted. And that principle comes from the Bible. It comes from the first covenant writings. Isn't that amazing? America's great. Let's keep it great, okay? Follow biblical principles.